welcome now to our spoiler section of Mother, which basically is now going to be an hour long because there is not a lot to talk about in the non-spoiler section.
Yeah.
So, what did you want to touch on in the spoiler section?
I wanted to talk about the obvious thing, and that is
Jennifer
what did
Lawrence's
each
boobs?
Yeah, they got bigger when she got more pregnant, which I really appreciate that detail.
You did, yep.
What did each character represent, and did you think it worked?
Well, okay, so the movie is basically a text-to-screen adaptation of the Bible.
Yes.
Javier Bardem, whose character is not named, is God. For a while in the movie, I thought Jennifer Lawrence's character, which you said is Mother Earth, which makes more sense. I thought she was Mary, Jesus' mother, but it was not, because after a while, what the movie goes for towards the end doesn't make any sense. Ed Harris's character plays Adam. Michelle Pfeiffer plays Eve. They have two sons, Cain and Abel, which are played by the Gleeson brothers, and then Kristen Wiig plays a reporter who executes people.
That's pretty dope.
It's pretty dope, actually. But it took me, I don't know when it started to click, I think, because I told you, I was like, look for this! Yeah. It's like, Matt, I was like, Matt, I figured it out. You're like, what is it? And I went, think of the Bible! Yeah. And you went, oh. But it took me, because there's a scene where Javier Bardem is like patting Ed Harris on the back while he's vomiting in a toilet. And
this is like right when Ed Harris comes to the house. Like, they get drunk, him and Javier Bardem. Mm-hmm. Jennifer Lawrence is sleeping, comes downstairs because she hears a noise, and then you see him vomiting in the bathroom. Yep,
and there is a scar on his back, and for a while I did think it was something like a kidney or something like that. But then I thought, rib, because you can go through the back for rib, or you can go through the side for rib, or the head through a rib, whatever. But then I started thinking. And my theory was that it was biblical, and then my theory was proven once Michelle Pfeiffer came in as Eve, because the rib, to create Eve, and then I was like, okay, just to be safe, if they have two fighting sons and Cain kills Abel?
Yeah.
Yep, if Cain comes...
No, yeah, Cain
kills Abel. If one kills the other, absolutely Bible stuff. And it happens, Domhnall Gleeson's character, Cain, kills his brother Abel with a doorknob.
Also, before that, the very first scene is Javier Bardem putting like a crystal on like a display, and then the house starts to form, and then you see Jennifer Lawrence form from the bed, and she gets up, and later on, when Adam and Eve are in the house, they go upstairs without Javier Bardem or Jennifer Lawrence knowing, and they break the crystal, and then Javier Bardem gets absolutely furious with it, and then they run off, and Jennifer Lawrence sees them having sex, which is supposed to be a reference to Eve picking from the garden, picking an apple from the Garden of Eden, and then having both her and Adam eat from it, and then they realize they're naked, and they get all lusty
and hot and bothered,
they
back and forth and up and down.
So that's an obvious metaphor for that.
But yeah, well, I should say on the first scene of the movie, I realized this when we were actually talking about it a few minutes ago. The first scene of the movie, you see a girl burning, and it is not Jennifer Lawrence. But that makes more sense when because the heart, it recreates the house, and it's God realizing he fucked up because Jennifer Lawrence, or the Mother Earth character, creates the apocalypse after they kill baby Jesus.
Yeah.
And after Javier Bardem takes her heart, which is the crystal that you see at the beginning of the movie, and recreates the house, a new girl and a new cycle kind of starts. And it made me realize that at the beginning of the movie, that girl was not Jennifer Lawrence. That was another incarnation of Mother Earth. And then it all starts again. So the movie we're seeing is just one cycle upon the endless that could have happened and the endless that may happen, that God realizes he fails, creates the apocalypse, and then it's just one cycle we're seeing.
And also, like, you want to talk about Jennifer Lawrence and, like, the metaphor for her being Mother Earth? You want me to start it off?
You can start this one, because this one took me longer to get in the movie, so...
So I started to realize that she had a connection with the house, in, like, one of the very first scenes when she's painting on the walls. She has, like, a very, light color green. She paints a stroke, looks at it, touches the wall, then it zooms into the house wall. You see the heartbeat. She goes back. She adds another color to the paint, makes it darker, and then paints it. So that was, for me, the first hint that she had some sort of connection with the house. My connection to Mother Earth was that whenever she feels some sort of pain, either from neglect by Javier Bardem, or when how Ed Harris or Michelle Pfeiffer destroys, or even any of the humans destroy something in the house. Like, when she gets hurt by this, she sees the house bleeds, and the house is always giving her messages, like, through dark shadows and drawing her eye to different things. So that's what brought it to me, because he's the only one who really cares about the house, and she obviously she's the only one who has any connection to the house, and whenever she's in pain, it's obvious that the house is in pain as well. Whenever things are going good for her, like when she gets pregnant and Harvey Bardem and her are just by themselves, the house looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever other people come in, it gets dark and ugly, and that's when Darren Aronofsky shines the most. When it gets weird.
So we should also say that the house is Garden of Eden. I don't know if we said that or not. Yeah. And Jennifer Lawrence's character never actually leaves the house in the movie, which also shows her connection to the house. But I figured out it was Mother Earth when, in the middle of the movie, you see Javier Bardem looking at everything burn. He was looking at the apocalypse again, and Jennifer Lawrence grabs his hand, and then everything blooms and gets nice, and that's when I figured out this is probably not Mary.
Yeah.
This is probably Mother Earth. So, but nope, Jennifer Lawrence, for the character that she was playing, it all makes sense. She's the one I had the most trouble with interpreting a lot of things she did, so that one I could get a lot of the other stuff, but that one was the harder one for me.
Yeah. And the guests, after Cain and Abel and Adam and Eve, more guests show up as the movie goes on, and there's obvious, they all worship God, and because Harvey Bardem is a poet in the movie, and his writing is what's drawing people, and people are just infatuated with Harvey Bardem's character. Meanwhile, they're neglecting Earth, and Harvey Bardem and Earth. Well, Jennifer Lawrence is like, why are you letting them do this to me? And he just says that he's always forgiving of whatever they do, no matter what. No matter what, even after Adam and Eve break the crystal, he ends up forgiving them. Even though they destroy the house, he says we can get all this stuff back, but they're only things.
Yep.
And he doesn't realize that the harming the house is actually harming Mother Earth.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, that's everything on that one.
Yeah. So what did you think what did you think Darren Aronofsky's message was in this movie?
I think because in his movie Noah, which you haven't seen, he paints man infatuation with religion. He paints them as almost savages. Yeah. And Noah, they, outside of, if anyone has seen it who's listening, they're creating Noah's Ark, and Noah enlists the help of rock monsters, and that's in the movie, to guard the border. And so all the remaining people who do not want to die, who God has abandoned because they're evil, they rape, it's all about money, all that stuff. Man has become sinful. So they all set up camp around Noah's Ark. And it's a camp with torture and rape and violence and murder. And I think Darren Aronofsky, towards the end of the movie, especially the last 30 minutes, is all kind of saying the same message, that man's blindness to follow religion is what ultimately destroys it, and man is naturally savage would be is naturally savage and will naturally destroy itself just to blindly follow the word of God. And he paints man in a very bad light, and also kind of not Christianity, but religion.
I think a lot of religions, because I mean, when everything's going to hell, there's multiple different ethnicities
and factions, kind of.
Factions.
So, which I thought in the movie represented Judaism, Hinduism, all those other types of religions,
Islam,
all that stuff. So I think he's just trying to say that people who blindly follow religion are kind of no better than savages or animals, really.
And also the people's obsession with people's natural materialistic tendencies. People are stealing things from the house. Be like, oh, God had this is something Harvey Bardem had, and I want this. Everyone's portrayed as being very selfish, and they spend all this time focusing on God when they should be focusing on the thing that's keeping them alive, which is Earth.
Yep.
And they're destroying Earth, and then when Earth is screw this, and they all die.
Everyone dies.
Yes.
Yeah, when Earth gets mad and blows up herself and everyone.
I mean, there's a this is a very hateful movie.
Yep.
You can this is probably the angriest I've ever seen a film by Darren Aronofsky. None of his movies are end very happily, but this is the movie where he literally said he's holding the middle finger up humans and our depiction of religion. Yeah.
He
and even he doesn't even portray like he even doesn't seem to think of God as being really all that great.
No, God's kind of an asshole to Mother Earth, and he's blatantly.
He's ignorant. He's not like. He's not doing it on purpose.
That's a wrong choice of words. He is ignorant, but what I should say is we're gonna miss a lot of the stuff in the movie because we saw it once, and when the last 30 minutes is just it's balls to the wall. There's so much going on.
Yes.
It's constant. There's so much to miss. You could probably watch this movie 3-4 times and still catch new things in the last hour of the movie. It's impossible. So this is just what we were kind of all absorbing at once. Once they go really heavy-handed in the symbolism and metaphor of what this was, because if you were not to sound mean, but you'd have to be an idiot to not get what he was trying to like portray and say towards the end. But we are going to miss some stuff, and there's nothing we can do about that.
So I feel like, I don't know if you thought of this the same way as me, but everything seems like the climax of the film, which is when the house is going to hell, seems to start after, like, once Jennifer Lawrence, Mother Earth is like, why are you ignoring me, God? And then they have sex, and then she's pregnant, and then he starts to write. And I depicted what he's written as being the New Testament because it starts with it's finished around the same time that Mother Earth has a child.
Yep.
So I think Mother Earth could both stand in as either Mary or I think she mostly stands in as Mother Earth, and I think Mary in the Bible can also be depicted as Mother Earth as well. I mean, it's just a motherly figure, but I think it's mostly Mother Earth. Did you agree with that? Did you think that it was a New Testament he was writing?
I have another thing on that. When you said everything went to shit when she got pregnant, and we find out in the movie that they are not intimate, they haven't had sex, at least this incarnation, and you don't know how many times God has created, and then ultimately by his own doing destroyed humanity through the apocalypse. So I think the reason why they weren't intimate at all was because God has gone through this before. He knows that if he gets pregnant, everything it will go to shit, really. But I think I'm not too well versed on the Bible and stuff like that, but when you explained it about the whole New Testament, it did make sense, because then we're going to eventually get to probably one of the hardest scenes in a movie. We've had to watch it recently at all, so. But I agree with you on the New Testament stuff.
Also, I think, since we don't know how many times this has happened, I think it also can be interpreted as, like, he just doesn't feel anything for his wife, it's just another interpretation of his wife.
Well, the thing is, I think he does love Mother Earth, because we don't see him create in the movie at all without Mother Earth's help. He can't restart the cycle without her heart and her love, and he can't write until he gets her love when he gets her pregnant. I think he does in some, like, not sick, but some, like, unconscious, subconscious way cannot go and cannot create what he is meant to do. Javier Bardem says it multiple times. He says, I create, and I create. I'm a poet, I create. And I don't think he can do it without Jennifer Lawrence's character, Mother Earth.
It doesn't seem like he knows that, though. Like, after they have sex and they wake up in the morning, he, like, springs out of bed. He's like, I have an idea. He doesn't seem like he's like, oh, it's like, oh, I'm gonna sleep with her, and then it's all gonna be amazing. It's like, she goes, I'm pregnant. He's like, oh, how do you know that? And then he just says, and he doesn't even show her as responsible for his ability, right? He goes, oh, after dealing with the loss of, the family after Abel's death, and I have so much emotion right now after what happened with you and what happened to the Ed Harris and Harry.
Yeah, there are a few odd things, and this is where, like, because the movie as a whole, the big things you can interpret are very obvious, but these smaller little things are the stuff that we can dissect.
Or probably need multiple viewings.
Yeah,
to really understand it.
But the big ones we got. So this is one of those things that we're gonna go back and forth on for a while, probably.
What else do we want to talk about? Oh, let's talk about the baby.
So, in a very shocking turn of event for someone who had never seen a true Darren Aronofsky movie, when Jennifer Lawrence gets pregnant, it is kind of obvious at that point that it's going to be Jesus. And then with Jesus and with religion, Jesus dies, God gives him to his people, and then his people turn around, Romans, and absolutely butcher him and torture him.
Well, it was Jesus that turned him in.
Was it?
Yeah.
Who killed him?
The Romans didn't care. The Romans didn't care about Jesus. Well, the Romans crucified him.
Oh,
but the Jews are the ones who were like, yeah, we don't want this guy anymore.
I was thinking about the Okay, all right. There's your history lesson. But
I'm gonna plug the Life of Caesar podcast.
I turned to someone else we were watching the movie with, and Matt, and I went, because Matt and I went to a Catholic high school, and we at Mass with Christianity, you eat the body and the blood of Christ. So I turned to Matt and I go, they're gonna eat the baby.
Yeah.
And the scene starts with Jennifer Lawrence getting pregnant, and Javier Bardem's like, they want to see the baby. They want to see the baby.
Well, he writes the New Testament, and everyone wants to flock. They don't care. They don't go to the house to see the baby.
No. So, you're very right. They all, because the thing he writes is the Bible.
Yeah.
And everyone, because it's very heavy-handed, where one guy's like, it felt like it was written for me.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's written for all of you. And, but after all the shit goes through, Jennifer Lawrence gets pregnant.
Yeah.
Has the baby.
Yeah.
Everything is silent. Javier Bardem blocks the door where they're stuck. And he keeps going out there. He's like, they bring presents.
Yeah, because, keep in mind, 5 minutes earlier, everyone was killing one another in the house.
Yep.
Over... It's really hard to explain, like, verbally what's going on. It's just a lot of people
dying,
murdering each other.
Yep, and chaos.
Yes.
And then they basically play a game where Javier Bardem, he does say, he's like, he actually does say they want to see the baby.
Yeah.
And then it's basically Javier Bardem and Jennifer Lawrence just sit there for a few minutes.
Because,
whoever falls asleep first is going to win. And Jennifer Lawrence falls asleep, and then it cuts, and then Javier Bardem's out there holding the baby.
Yeah.
And the baby gets passed, and it's like freaking out and panicking and crying and peeing.
Oh,
and then everyone's like washing it in the air, and then it goes down a second, and then you hear a snap, and then everything's silent.
You see its head go backwards.
I didn't see the head go back.
Oh, you didn't?
I kind of went like...
They're holding it, and that's a threshold, right? Like the door thing. Like, it hits its head, it hits its chin on the threshold, and its neck goes back.
I'm really fucking glad I didn't see that. Jesus.
You didn't see that?
I turned away for a second.
Oh, you're just...
Because, one of our friends went, oh! Yeah. I was like, oh, no. But no, I'm a wimp. I did not want to see a baby's head get snapped. So, I thought we just heard it, but then...
No, you see it.
And then Jennifer Lawrence runs to the crowd and sees the baby's complete bones, and it's ripped apart.
On like a blood altar.
On a blood altar, a sacrifice for Jesus, and she turns around, everyone's eating it, blood and body of Christ, and then Jennifer Lawrence starts taking out a shiv and just starts stabbing people, and then she gets gang beat up, everyone's curb stomps her.
It looked good, like, it wasn't good to see, but like, it was visually like well done.
Yeah, because it doesn't cut, you just see Jennifer Lawrence squirming, and then punched, and what was her question again? I got lost in the baby dying.
No, I said now it's time to get to the baby.
Oh, yep. So, it's, at that point, if you don't really understand what's going on, we really can't help you on that.
Yeah.
But baby dies, Jennifer Lawrence shivs a bunch of people, gets curb stomped, goes downstairs, blows everything up, cycle starts
No, because God says you can forgive them, and she just yells, no, she's not going to forgive them anymore.
Nope, and then she goes, blows everything up, and then, cycle starts again.
Right in front of, like, Javier, like, God is right there when the oil blows up, and he's fine. And everyone in the house dies.
It's a cycle. It's the apocalypse. Everything starts again, and the movie does it. Like, you understand what's going on, but it never feels like it has a true ending, because the first scene from the movie is parallel again, the exact same thing, and then it just ends.
Well, I mean, but right after it blows up, he's holding her.
Yeah.
She's all burned up, and then he's like, and she says, I still love you. Like, nothing will ever change that. So he reaches in, pulls out her heart, and it shrivels up in front of him, and it looks just like the crystal that was broken at the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then he puts it on the, like, within 30 seconds, he puts it on the altar. Life starts over again.
Yep.
And he laughs, too, which is kind of weird.
Which is,
But I don't know how to interpret the laughing.
There is one thing, I don't know if you wrote this down on your outline, but...
No, I'm on the end of my outline.
What?
I'm at the end of my outline.
Whenever Jennifer Lawrence, Javier Bardem, God ignores her, she becomes, like, very, like, things start vibrating, and she becomes very out of it, and then she goes to the bathroom and drinks, like, a yellow liquid, not pee, but she puts, like, some yellow stuff, like powder, into a liquid and drinks. What was that? Because that's not explained. There's no clear interpretation for that. It's like a yellow elixir or whatever. What do you think?
I like when I didn't think it was a Bible movie. I thought it was like some sort of like antidepressant.
Nice. All right.
But I don't know. I have no idea what it is.
The only way I can interpret it, and this is not a good one, is it's like it's a faith or love in God, maybe.
Stupid.
You're stupid. You didn't even know what it was.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense because remember, there's one time she doesn't take it, but I don't remember what happened the scene right before. Because remember, she has it in her bathroom, and she dumps it in their...
Oh, she got pregnant. She got pregnant and went
and
then got rid of it.
Yeah.
So it could be, like, reassuring her faith in loving God and trust, maybe. Because as soon as she gets pregnant, she's like, I don't need this anymore. He loves me, for sure.
Yeah.
So maybe, that could be... That's not a stupid one like you said. So yeah, do you have any other ones? Or? I mean, the movie, again, is very, very... There's a lot going on in the last hour, so there's a lot we're going to miss.
Other than the fact that I have no idea why, like, God, Javier Bardem is laughing, right as he puts the... Like, I mean, I'm very confused of how... Like, I feel like Darren also kind of hates God.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or like doesn't view him as being very intelligent.
Because Javier Bardem at times, his God is very, like, creepy in the movie. A lot of times just will straight up disappear.
Yeah.
We see him whenever Jennifer Lawrence...
He's obsessed with his fans.
Yep, obsessed with his fans, and then that's another kind of, I think, shot at God.
Yeah.
And then at times will just reappear somewhere else and just kind of be menacing. Like, Javier Bardem is a very menacing character in this movie.
Yeah.
So...
that was all my notes. I don't know if there's anything else I want to talk about.
I don't think there's any other spoiler stuff. The movie, again, the base things are very obvious, but there's so much we go in, and we need to see the movie again, but we want to get a review out because this movie's fantastic.
Just because, in case people only watch a spoiler review of this, do you want to give your final thoughts on whether or not it's worth seeing?
Absolutely. For everything, I think it's a movie that needs to be dissected. I think it's a movie that will be for years. It's a very avant-garde type film that I think 30, 40 years down the line will still be talked about, and will one of these, like, not a cult following, but one that many people will look at and draw inspiration from for years to come. So absolutely see it. You're seeing a very, very unique movie in the times of big blockbusters and and we're going to have another 5 Avengers movies and 3 superhero movies. And
I know, especially with the movies coming out today. It's like this movie might not be perfect, but there's passion behind it.
Absolutely.
There's more dedication to it than it or I best friended the ghost on Facebook.
Nice red letter media reference. God damn it. We're already copying them enough. I mean, why not? Let's add some more, yeah. Oh, you're dying a little bit?
No. I'm at the end of my call because anyone watched the BoJack review and watching this too. I'm feeling a lot better.
Some people did, so.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think that was everything. I think it's a movie that is a breath of fresh air in today's, even though no one's going to go see it. And if you get a chance, go see Logan Lucky or Wind River, please.
Yes. Please see
so
those movies.
Logan Lucky, Wind River, or Mother.
Yes.
3 must-see movies right now.
Don't see it. Please. These movies
see it after. See it after you see all.
These movies should not be making it. They already made too much money. It doesn't need to make anymore.
Alright. So is that everything? Are we good? Recommend the movie? Yes,
yep,
yes.
like it. Go see it, please.
Alright. So thank you all for watching. If you have any suggestions for what we should watch, American Assassin. Just some schedule.
Might be on the horizon.
It might be on the horizon. Might be a week late, but we'll get it out there eventually.
I mean, Kingsman's coming out next weekend.
Yeah, so
that's a priority over.
Generic blow up.
And then Game of Thrones review will be out. Season 7 Game of Thrones review will be out.
What's going to happen most likely with that is we're going to record it in bits and pieces and put them out and schedule it. Hopefully, it will get out one every few days for the next week because we could genuinely talk about this for hours, and it's kind of bad how long we could talk about it for.
Yeah. True Detective review, Season 1, later this year.
Alright.
It's in the books.
So thank you all for watching. If you have any suggestions, again, leave them in comments. And our next review out will be most likely part 1 of Game of Thrones review. If not, it will be Kingsman next weekend.
That it will.
Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye.